Okay, another version of what's in my cubby. So here is one of the bottom ones. And we'll start off with this, which is amazing. This is the Oxford Encyclopedia of Ancient Egypt, and it is a treasure trove. Honestly, I spent so much money in my undergraduate photocopying these articles, studying the shit out of them, really pushing myself hard to understand every little facet of Egyptian life so I could understand what I was actually focusing on, kind of spread out horizontally. So I'm not just focusing on one thing going in a direct line. There's no way that anything works that way without being influenced by other things. So I had to really understand what I was talking about, and I would pick certain articles and then run with them. So I'd check out the books that they were the books and journals that they were referencing. I'd go check those out and I'd see what else was new, and it's amazing. I've probably read almost all of the articles in it, but I'm hoping to get back to studying them piece by piece because I am a little rusty. No one wants to admit that, but I am. Moving over here, we have, move out of the way, Pinocchio. These are my journals. They have nothing to do with what's happening to me, but everything to do with what's happening to things around me or before me. So, for example, and I've been doing these since 2003. No, before. Yeah. So this has, let's see, it's a lot of the notes that I had from my undergraduate classes, things that I learned, things that I didn't want to forget. So this is Women in Antiquity that I took. You've got mythology, religious festivals in Greece, creation myths, the Enuma Elish, Egyptian religion. Oh, and books that I didn't need all the information in because I knew it, but just a few odds and ends. So things like that I wanted to be able to reference later, like Egyptian religion by Budge, who is not the best reference, but he's one of the first, so it's important that we do look at that. Or Isis Among the Greeks and Romans, a book that I believe was out of print, so I really couldn't get a hold of that one. I had to make sure I wrote those things down. Study the pyramids and techniques, and the bent pyramid, the collapsed or fallen pyramid, the red pyramid, Djoser, going through those things, Khephren, Menkaure, anything I could remember at that time, which is important to me. Now, for me, when I write things down, I remember them, so, for the most part, I remember them, so I don't really need to look at them very often, but if there is something that I remember from one of those classes, which did take up quite a bit of time, I want to be able to go back and take those things that I found were kind of odd that I wanted to revisit and look at them again. So stuff like decoding Egyptian hieroglyphics, something I won't have to read anymore because I already know that stuff. I can already read most of them, so that's fine. Hellenistic art, Roman art, the wet look, Flavian art, Etruscan bronzes. Of course, these things are all falling over, but all things I sort of studied. And they're mostly in here. What's this one? This is, King Tut. Let's see, Egyptian religion, Egyptian thought, paganism in the Roman Empire, hymns, translations. Oh, this is this is old school, actually. Summaries of things like the destruction of mankind with the goddess Sekhmet, Ra and Isis, and trickery therein, Book of the Dead. This is when I was first learning things. I mean, I don't even know where the date. Oh, 2003, 2004. So when I was first learning things. Sorry, the baskets. So let's see. This one is French, Italian, German, Bob Breyer, mummification. Wow. Hatshepsut, Egyptian sculpture. Oh, so many amazing things that I will soon be passing on to you in blog and vlog form. Not from these, but from my head, because I know them now. The only difference is that I started studying Chinese in a smaller book because I had a smaller backpack, which just happens to have Ernie and Bert on it. So my Chinese history is in there for now, but I'll probably transfer into these because I have a bunch of them. Then I have some scrapbooks where I put movie stubs, cards, letters, business cards, like just memories, some photos sometime. I've got 3 that are empty. I've got 12 in the basement. They are not put together in any particular form. I just slap the glue on and shove it in there. So I have not so many loose papers, but at least 12 books, this is number 13, of memories for now. And then I have the 1969 National Geographic with the record of the landing in it. The Complete Tutankhamun, which is actually quite good book covering a lot of the artifact in there. What's in there? Oh, that's movie covers, since I keep my movies in binders. The Ancient Egyptian Pyramid texts, I have 3 translations of those. It's a text that's been fascinating me for years and years. It's one of the first written texts. It's the actual first major written text that gives us any idea of the Egyptian religions. So you'll see thoughts and concepts and mythos that are built upon from there, and some that are never mentioned again. So you have certain ideas and symbolism within there that hints at earlier things that we may not have that much of a historical account of, because they didn't have as much of a grammar. They weren't really using the hieroglyphs for much aside from labeling things. So yeah. Then I have this antique iron stove, which I love, because at one point I did have a huge dollhouse, and by dollhouse I mean it was a bookshelf with 2 little stuffed puppies, and they had all these miniatures, and I used to collect really nice ones, and the things got better as they went on. If it was rare, I was all about it, like miniature toaster, things that you couldn't find, but I kept this one because I really I love cast iron, I love the look of it, and it is something that a lot of people have, this particular piece, these queen little stoves. My Pinocchio often has my money in it, savings, but not right now. It's empty because I'm going on the road, and probably for the next while it's not going to have much in it aside from bus tickets to use in my old city, because I'm never there, and I've got to keep that and house keys to different people's houses that I have there. Somewhere I can remember them. My aunt gave me this. I don't remember where from, but I think it was from some sort of trip. This is something, I forget where I got this from actually. I believe it was a gift, and now I feel bad that I don't remember. I think it was from my dad. On my birthday in something like 2000 actually, and it's obviously of a tomb. You get some wall carvings on there. I mean, it's nothing I could really translate anyways, and it's improperly done, but I love it because it makes me think of exploration, and not always looking on the level that you're at for things that can amaze you, but looking up and down and around. And I don't mean in the sense of social stuff, I just mean in general, like things that are in your past, forward. It's really hard to explain, but just like always thinking of those hidden treasures in our lives, or physical things that are hidden that we can always call upon or will impress us later on. That makes me sound crazy. Anyways, Tiger Eyes by Judy Blume. I used to read all of her books, and this one was one that really influenced me a lot, and I like to hold on to my original copy. I remember in grade 5 I was reading it, and I brought it into my teacher, and he started to read it. Yeah. And he stopped reading it because it used the word bra, because on page, well, the 3rd page in, which is page 6, it says something like, "At the grave I stand on one side of my mother and Jason stands on the other. I feel the sweat trickling down inside my blouse, making a little pool in my bra." And I forgot there was some sort of sex maybe in here, I don't know, but he's like, this is not appropriate, let's read something else. So I remember that as well. I was like, this book's so good, we need to read it in class, come on. But it was too much. And there's sirens going on, so I'm gonna stop talking now. Whoop.